Hello everyone, Muckluck Douglas Bartholomew Reginald Esquire IV here, and this is a guide to the legendary backpack Warbringer. There are 3 legendary backpacks in the game: Ad Infinitum from Fractals, the Ascension from 5v5 League PvP, and Warbringer from World vs. World. Each of these legendaries has a flashy appearance. Like any legendary, you could swap the stats when you are out of combat. They have the maximum number of infusion slots without having to Mystic Forge them, and getting a legendary back item comes with a glider of the same theme. And finally, after the release of the legendary armory that was announced, they will affect your entire account. Because all classes use back slot items, having a legendary backpack or jewelry will be extra nice for alt-aholics after the armory is released. Not all characters can use the same legendary armor because of light, medium, and heavy armor differences, and not all classes use the same weapons. But trinkets are universal. Making Warbringer. Warbringer is a big fat participation trophy. Insert joke about millennials here. It is by far the simplest legendary to make. You just play a crap ton of World vs. World, but while it is simple and straightforward, the time investment is far beyond Ad Infinitum, the last legendary guide I released. Warbringer is made almost entirely in World vs. World. If you wish to do this and you don't yet understand the basics of World v World, I do have a guide for that, and I'll put the link in the description. I'm going to blaze ahead and explain this, assuming you already know World v World basics. During this entire process, I want to remind you that you can use boosters from guild halls, Snowflake Gobbler, Candy Corn Gobbler, and other similar items to drastically reduce how much time this is going to take. Let's talk totals. You're going to need 2,800 World v World skirmish claim tickets, and you can get 365 tickets per week. That means a minimum of 8 weekly resets to get all of what you need. Probably more if you aren't spending tens of hours in World v World each reset. You will need 4 Gifts of Battle. You will get these before you finish everything else. Just make sure you have the Gift of Battle reward track selected and you'll be good to go in this department. You will need a Commander tag. If your account isn't already Commander tagged, this costs 300 gold, or 150 gold if you already have the Catmander tag. You will need 1,250 Badges of Honor, 500 Memories of Battle, 500 Testimonies of Heroics, or 500 Proofs of Heroics. All of those you will get just while you are playing World v World without extra effort. You'll need 10 Globs of Dark Matter, which is gained from salvaging high-level orange items, and you'll need level 350 in World vs. World. Again, you will get this by just playing World v World normally, but it will level faster the more combat you see. So perhaps look for large groups of people, or blobs, to join instead of running around solo to drastically speed up reaching your objective. You'll need 2 Vision Crystals and a host of other much more minor items. Now that covers the major goals. Now all of this is easy, it just takes a lot of time. So if you enjoy World v World, you could be chipping away at this legendary without even trying to. Let's break it down into components. The first of 4 major items we need is Warcry. Warcry is the precursor Ascended backpiece. Go to Legendary Commander Warrazor, or Retired Warrazor if you're in Armistice Bastion, and he sells 4 back items: the Recruits, Soldiers, Generals, and Commanders Wings of War. Now each of these costs tickets. They require the one before them to be purchased. 3 of them require minimum World vs. World levels, and the last one requires you to have the Commander tag. Once you're able to do so, buy all 4 of them, combine them in the Mystic Forge, and you will get Warcry, the Ascended backpiece, which is also the precursor to Warbringer. Feel free to use any of these backpacks if you need to. That does not prevent you from being able to use them in the recipes later. The second major item is the Gift of Conquering. This requires a legendary spike, which has a chance to drop randomly from enemy players and NPCs killed in World v World. You will get more of these than you can possibly use. To prove it, I'm currently level 151 in World v World out of the 350 required for Warbringer, and so far I have found 21 legendary spikes. Actually 22, I believe I used one to make conflux, but that's not important right now. You will need 4 gifts of battle that I mentioned earlier. Just make sure to have the reward track active and you will have this done long before you reach level 350. You'll need the 2 vision crystals. These can be obtained from salvaging ascended gear, or you can craft them. Here's the recipe if you need it, or it can be found on this wiki page. And memories of battle. You will get these in World vs. World, or you can buy them on the trading post if you find yourself short when you're at this step. Those 4 items combined, thrown into the Mystic Forge, gives you the Gift of Conquering. The third of the 4 major items we need is Gift of Warfare. This requires 4 Mystic Essences of Strategy, Animosity, Carnage, and Annihilation. Each of these are Mystic Forged from 3 rather common items, and 1 item you probably don't recognize. The last item for each of these is purchased from Commander Warraiser. The Essence of Strategy costs 1,000 Badges of Honor, Animosity requires 500 Proof or 500 Testimonies of Heroics, Carnage requires 500 Memory of Battle, and Annihilation costs 350 claim tickets. Again, all of these currencies you will get just by playing World v World normally. Once you've gotten all the items required, you can combine all of these into the Mystic Essences, then combine the 4 Mystic Essences in the Mystic Forge to get the Gift of Warfare. Note, I recommend doing this step last or near the very end. You don't want to do this early and then have to carry these items in your bags for weeks or even months. The 4th and final large item is the Gift of Fortune, which is used in many legendaries, and I've covered it in numerous videos. Here is the recipe if you need it, or again, it is on this wiki page, which is linked in the description. Once you've got these 4 major items, the Gift of Fortune, the Gift of Warfare, the Gift of Conquering, and the Warcry, you can hurl them all into the Mystic Forge. Note, if you were using the Warcry Ascended Backpack up until this point, remember to extract any infusions you had on it before you throw it in the forge, or they will be toasted. Hurl them into the Mystic Forge and retrieve your Warbringer backpack and glider. The simplest to obtain legendary backpack, yet probably takes the longest amount of time. A few notes. When entering combat with Warbringer, the turrets will extend and the flames burn more intensely. If you plan on making the legendary World v World ring Conflux, please note they both require many tickets. You will need to focus your efforts on one or the other first. Warbringer is the coolest looking legendary backpack in my opinion, but it clips with the best hat in the game. It's the only reason I'm not currently using one. And that's all there is to Warbringer. If you need any additional details that I didn't cover, I will include wiki links to the legendary in the description so you can jump straight to any step that you need more details on. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like for the YouTube algorithm, comment if you have any questions, or if you know any tricks and tips that I didn't share, and subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more similar content. A special thank you to my newest Patreon supporters who help make this content possible, and if you are interested in becoming one and getting earlier access to videos as well as bonus videos, there is a link in the description. My in-game name is muckluck.9082 if you need to reach me there or talk to me live any evening on Twitch. You can follow me there or see my schedule on my calendar, which there is a link to in the description. I also invite all of you to join our community Discord, link below, which is full of wonderful people, and you can ask questions related to any topic of any game I've made content for and get answers or just steal our memes. Lastly, if you'd like to support this channel, please consider bookmarking our Amazon associate links. By simply using this link when you go to Amazon, you support this channel and the production of new videos with every purchase you make at no extra cost to you. That's all for today. Happy killing?